Hey everybody, just doing a midday update. A little later than I wanted to, but I needed to take a break. I was in a trade for a long time and I needed a break. But now I'm going to give you some update. All right, so let's get to that midday market update. And there's a couple key things that I'm looking at that I always look at that I just added to my charts to make sure everybody's on the same page of what I see. Okay, so currently, let's look at some internals. Okay, all right. So I switched things up a little bit. So the ticks, we had any 1,000 ticks? Well, we had one in an IC. Okay, that was at 1243. Okay, let me see. All right, so ticks look going on both sides, right? That's no surprise there. Okay, let's look at the weighted AD. Weighted AD, the heavy sectors are leading. Right, so that would make a move higher possible against the white line, which is the unweighted sectors, right? And all these are measured off the open. Okay, we got the breath bubbles. So this is volume going into up stocks. So 2 to 1 on the NYSE, 2.86 to 1, and 2.87 to 1 on the NASDAQ. So that's pretty strong. Okay, then we go to our sectors, and all these sectors are from the open, right? So the largest sector of the S&P is infotech at 25.8%. It's up 0.6. Healthcare, second largest, is down 0.19. Financials is up 0.66. That is helping the S&P, Dow, okay, and the Russell. So financial, but these sectors are what comprise the S&P 500. And then you have the fourth largest, which is consumer discretionary, is Tesla, is slightly down. Then you have industrials, which is up 0.55, communications is up 0.44, staples is down 0.36, energy is pretty much flat, utilities is down big 1.42, materials is up 0.19, and real estate is down 0.54. A little bit of a mixed bag, but however, look at this, right? The largest is up, right? Healthcare is down, financials is up, consumer discretion is only slightly down. Then you have industrials. That's why the weighted AD, the bars are above the white, right? And you're at positive 176. And you're trending upward. Okay, you're trending upward. We could make this a little smaller to see the whole day. So look, we had a little bit of a down, and then we just pretty much been above zero. Okay, so that's what's been going on. Now we look at the ADDs. Okay, so advancing minus decliners, you're at 163 in the S&P 500. Out of the Nasdaq 100, you're at 49. So you're right. You're at plus 49. Okay. So that's obviously gonna be decent, right? Out of 100. Okay. So zero is parity. So bullish in both, right? Ticks are a little compressed, but you had some nice movement, right? So that's that. That's what you have going on in the markets, right? Now we can look at market profile. Okay, we can see here what we've done. I'll break it out. Okay, so in the ES, opened here, pushed down, came down into this demand zone, found buyers, right? Went back over the most traded price of the week, came all the way up and hit the most traded price of the month. Find sellers there, right? Now in the Nasdaq, what did we do? Right? We opened up, came down into this demand zone and this prior resistance that came support, and then we got bought up all the way up into this supply zone right here, and we found sellers. So that's where we're at as far as those two indexes. Okay. Now, as far as gamma exposure, that was the name of the game. That was the name. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. That was the most important thing. One of the most important things I looked at today. So if we look at that, right? So this is the SPY. So an important level in SPY. So since the weekly and monthly flip point are the same this week because Friday is monthly expiry, 410 was the important gamma level in the SPY, right? We didn't quite get there. We didn't quite get there in the SPY. But however, in the triple Qs, the monthly and weekly flip point was 324. Look where the market, and this would have made the Qs in negative gamma. Okay, it held. First 15-minute candle held, and then this 15-minute held, and then we just ripped off there. Okay, because that's just these vol triggers, flip points, whatever you want to call them, they act as support and resistance in their actual flip points of positive and negative gamma. So very important level. That's why we lifted off. Look at the SPX. Came down, had 3 red candles, and came right to the 4110, which is the weekly and monthly flip point of the SPX. Look at that. Found support, and then we ripped up all the way up to 4140, which was the biggest call wall in the SPX. That's why we sold off there. Look at the Qs. Went right up to 327. That's a big call wall. See, these gamma levels are something else, I'm telling you. They're unbelievable. Okay? Another thing I look at, okay? A 30-minute time frame with volume profiles. And these are volume profiles of every session's real-time trading session only, right? So we have the NASDAQ here. And what I like about looking at these is the yellow is the 8 EMA and the blue is the 21 EMA. And their algorithms drive off these moving averages. Okay, you can see when we opened up in the NASDAQ and came down, we couldn't quite close below them, and then we lifted off. So I use it as confluence with the gamma levels. All right, look at the ES. We did come down, we did break it, but then look, we held it, and we've been holding ever since. And one important thing you want to see is when the 8 EMA crosses the 21, it's pretty good, right? And see right here, this wick, that kind of like had supported the 21. So I like looking at this. That's just everything I'm looking at is confluence. Okay? Now, let's go over to the 60-minute charts and something I talked about earlier in the morning. Very, very important. I was actually talking to one of my friends, who's Rosa, who's usually in the channel. She says hi in the morning. I want to show you. I was talking to her as those gamma levels were being tested, and as on the 60-minute futures chart. Okay, I was talking to her about this while we were on the phone. So if you notice here, you got this trend line, right? We came right into demand, and as she was speaking to me, I was like, hey, we blew through one demand, but now we're in the second. I said, just be cautious. Okay, I said be cautious because we're coming into demand. And I said also at these key gamma levels, right? So that's the ES. Now let's look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has that channel that I talked about in my channel this morning. And what do you know? Look at that channel. You see where we came down to? It's never going to be exact, okay? This channel right here and on the top, right? Well, look what we came down to. And this is the confluence I'm talking about. Okay, so you got a Fibonacci from here to here. Okay, so what do you have when this wick came down? You had this big level, which was resistance, okay, which we broke out of here. It came down and was support once. We fell under it. It became support again. And then look, it came down here again and was support. Okay. So where I'm getting at with that is the confluence that I'm talking about here. That's very important. Okay, that's why I look at so many things. When this came down here, you had demand zone. You had this level. You had the 50% Fibonacci. And you had the gamma levels that I was just talking about. That's when the market turned. This channel is crazy. It just keeps getting bought. Okay, and then where do we go? We went right up to this resistance that I have on my chart and supply, and we sold off. right? And now we're kind of holding. So I took a couple trades today. Okay, I took a couple trades. Um, I can show you those. I'm gonna do reels on them. Okay, but really quickly, I took it. I'll just show you guys. This is Baba. I talked about this pre-market, what I wanted to see. Okay, and I basically got in. Baba kind of sold off, held this 86 gamma level. Okay, and then found support right here. Right here, I got in at 87. Took profit here, took profit here. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Okay. I also talked about Meta pre-market. Okay. I talked about Meta pre-market. And I said in pre-market, I said I want Meta to break 238 and hold it. Okay. So Meta came down, sold off a little bit, broke Friday's highs, right? We came right up to this level. That's very, very important. This 280, 238.2, 238.20. Okay. Now this is 15-minute candles, but I wanted to see it hold this level. Well, it did. And as well as Meta had an upgrade this morning. And this was a huge level for a breakout, right? Let's see why. Look at this level. Resistance, 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 right? And then resistance here. Right there, sold off from it, and then we came back up to it, held it. I went long. I took profit here. I took profit here. Notice this big gamma level, 240. This call wall at 240. I took profit right like here. So, very very nice trade. Bob was a very nice trade. I could just see the market wanting to break out. I mean, basically, we had a very bullish imbalance to the profiles. It just was chugging along and eventually went higher, right? So that's my update. Market is still right now how you have to look at it. Let me just go back real quick, just give you my synopsis of what's going on. Okay, so what did I say in the Nasdaq? We have to stay above this level, this 132.80 level, and it's bullish for the Nasdaq. As long as it stays above that, it's bullish. Well, we're above it. We're here, right? What did I say about this? The ES chop zone. I talked about it in my channel. I said this is a chop zone, and look where we are. But at the end of the day, we're above the most traded price of the week, but we're below the most traded price of the month, and we're at the most traded price of the year. So it's choppy, right? That's why I chose to trade stocks today, individual, because Baba has earnings, and Baba was breaking out as well. After getting kind of some selling, you kind of had liquidity, and you broke that, right? So that's it. I just wanted to give you guys that little update. I will be doing reels on both of those trades on Meta and doing some shorts on Baba. Okay. As always, you guys can subscribe if you're new. You're just seeing this video, my market update. Okay, set an alert. That'd be awesome. As always, show me some love. Give me a like. That's much appreciated. You can always follow me on Twitter at Gonzo719, as well as Instagram, Gonzo719 Jersey. Okay. Just quick, I didn't introduce anything, but real quickly, if you're new, my name's Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile, supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, come up with plans, right? And we do this every morning. So please join me 8:15 a.m. every morning, and we talk about plans, scenarios in the markets. So hopefully you guys can join me, set an alert, and tomorrow we'll come up with some plans, okay? So everybody, that's it for me. You'll see some of my reels of those trades, those shorts, and hope everybody had a good day.